Born Earl Simmons in 1970 in Mount Vernon, New York, but his roots were in the Bronx, rough streets, broken homes, and survival instincts. DMX first found solace in poetry. He began with Dog Pound, freestyling, opening shows for Naughty, By Nature, and Jay-Z. His rough voice, gruff intensity, and honesty set him apart. Every bar told a story: pain, redemption, loyalty. By the late 90s, this raw poet had a record deal and a mission: show the world what real meant. By 1998, DMX was unstoppable. With the release of his debut album, It's Dark and Hell Is Hot, the Yonkers-born rapper exploded onto the hip-hop scene with an intensity that couldn't be ignored. His raspy growl, emotional delivery, and raw, unapologetic lyrics carved out a lane entirely his own. Singles like Rough Riders' Anthem, Get At Me Dog, and Stop Being Greedy didn't just top charts, they shook the streets. These songs became anthems in clubs, on corners, and through booming car speakers. He wasn't rapping about the struggle, he was the struggle. The Rough Riders logo, a bold metallic R, quickly transcended being just a record label emblem. It became a symbol of loyalty, family, and street brotherhood. Wearing the Rough Riders logo meant something. It said you were down with a movement bigger than music. DMX was at the center of that. With his pit bulls, leather vests, cross chains, and dirt bikes, he embodied an image that was both raw and deeply connected to urban street life. He didn't dress up for the spotlight, he brought the streets into it. Music videos featured gritty backdrops, abandoned buildings, alleyways, bike swarms, capturing the energy and chaos of his world. They were on constant rotation on BET and MTV, cementing his place in pop culture. His stage performances were unmatched, often turning concerts into near-religious experiences. With his shirt off, barking into the mic and tears in his eyes, he gave everything. Fans didn't just listen to DMX, they felt him. By the end of the 90s, he wasn't just successful, he was a phenomenon. Magazine covers, film roles, sold-out tours, and back-to-back platinum albums followed. In an era crowded with stars, DMX didn't just shine, he burned. He was the voice of pain, survival, and defiance. A true icon of late 90s hip-hop. With fame came fortune, and DMX's rise wasn't just musical, it was financial. As album sales soared into the millions and tours sold out across the country, his net worth skyrocketed. The gritty rapper from Yonkers was now living a lifestyle that mirrored the success he had fought so hard for. He splurged on massive estates in Westchester County, New York, outfitted with home studios, dog kennels, and space for his ever-growing entourage. His love for flashy rides was well known. His prized black Ferrari Testarossa turned heads wherever he went, and his garage held a fleet of motorcycles and muscle cars. DMX's fashion was equally loud. Diamond-encrusted Rolex day-date watches, custom grills glinting in the Miami sun, and leather gear that still paid homage to his Rough Riders roots. But he didn't just stay in the music lane. His brand crossed over into mainstream entertainment with ease. He starred in cult classics like Belly, where his intense screen presence added authenticity to a gritty urban narrative, and Exit Wounds, where he held his own alongside Hollywood names like Steven Seagal. Collaborations with rap giants such as Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, and Nas showcased his versatility and respect across the industry. Major magazines took notice. DMX graced the covers of XXL, The Source, and even Rolling Stone, a rarity for a hardcore rapper. Private jets, luxury hotel penthouses, exclusive parties. DMX lived just as hard as he rapped. But beyond the wealth and fame, what truly stood out was how he stayed raw, real, and untamed. He wasn't just a rapper, he was a cultural force. His presence was loud, undeniable, and unforgettable. Behind the flash and success, a deeper darkness loomed in DMX's life. As much as he was celebrated in the public eye, privately he battled demons that never let go. Addiction was a constant struggle. From early years into fame, substance abuse haunted him, leading to multiple rehab stints and relapses. His legal troubles mounted, with arrests for drug possession, weapons charges, and in 2007, a high-profile sentencing for tax fraud that resulted in jail time. Fame hadn't shielded him from consequences, it amplified them. DMX also suffered from personal tragedies that left lasting scars. He endured the loss of close family members and friends, and faced heartbreaking struggles with his children and relationships. Beneath the tough exterior, he was a man weighed down by trauma, struggling with PTSD from childhood abuse and the effects of hydrocephalus, a condition he had lived with since infancy. The pain was often too heavy to carry alone, and yet, through the darkness, he searched for light. DMX's connection to faith was raw, emotional, and complex. He raged at God, begged for healing, and leaned on prayer like a lifeline. His lyrics reflected that tension. Songs like I Miss You and I Can Feel It revealed a vulnerable, grieving man seeking peace. In interviews, his honesty was jarring. He spoke openly about pain, addiction, and his need for God, often breaking down on camera. This chapter of his life reshaped how fans saw him. He was no longer just the untouchable rap star. He was human, broken, and still fighting. Even as he stumbled, he never stopped trying to stand again. In that, DMX became something more than a legend. He became a symbol of survival. DMX returned stronger, bruised but unbroken. After years of legal battles, addiction, and public setbacks, he made a powerful comeback that silenced doubters. In 2015, his Undisputed tour sold out globally, proving that the world hadn't forgotten the intensity he brought to the stage. Crowds from Europe to Asia packed arenas, chanting every word with unshakable loyalty. DMX performed with renewed fire, his growl deeper, his spirit more focused. His voice, weathered but fierce, hit with the same urgency as it had in the late 90s. He made appearances on mainstream platforms like The Tonight Show, where his raw energy stood out in an industry increasingly polished. He even opened for Jay-Z, reuniting two rap titans who had once defined an era. Nostalgia surged when he returned to Rough Riders reunion concerts, drenched in leather vests, bandanas, and sweat. He took fans back to the bike-swarmed streets and anthems that made them believers. The brotherhood was intact, the energy unchanged. By 2019, he released Exodus, an album that marked his full-circle moment. It debuted as his first Billboard #1 album in years, with critical acclaim praising its emotional depth and powerful features. Collaborations with Kanye West and Eminem reminded the world why DMX was never out of place among giants. He wasn't chasing trends, he was the standard. In 2020, he declared himself a living legend, and he wasn't wrong. On stage, his diamond chains gleamed under stadium lights, his crocodile skin boots echoed as he stomped through verses, and his words fused gospel and grit in a way only he could. Songs that blended prayer with pain reminded listeners that he was both saved and dangerous, a man still at war, but never without faith. DMX was back. And this time, it was personal. DMX's story remains one of the rawest and most authentic in hip-hop history. A journey marked by pain, triumph, suffering, and resurrection. He wasn't just an artist. He was a vessel for emotion, a mirror for the streets, and a prophet for the broken. His music poured from deep wounds, and that honesty made him timeless. Even after his passing, his influence continues to echo. Modern icons like Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake have all cited DMX as a major inspiration, admiring not just his sound but his fearlessness. Mamiranın karasına benzeyen ses tonu, haykırışı ve içten gelen öfkesi rap dünyasında eşi benzeri olmayan bir enerji yarattı. His voice didn't just rap, it roared, wept, and bled truth. His memorial tribute tour sold out across cities as fans gathered to honor a legend whose presence never faded. The Rough Riders reunion brought back the thunder of an era, complete with bikes, leather, and the same undying loyalty. Millions continue to stream his classics like Slippin', X Gone, Give It To Ya, and How's It Going Down, proving his music is still medicine for many. And the luxury? Underground cars, crocodile skin interiors, mafia-style watches, and scene-stealing Hollywood cameos. It was never just about flash, it was attitude, power, presence. DMX ran with dogs, lived among wolves, and in the end, he returned with angels. His legacy isn't just remembered, it's felt.